In my last video I showed you how to get started using chords in your own music, even if you have little to no experience with music theory. Now I'm gonna show you a really simple trick that will take this idea one step further, and it's gonna make your chords and chord progressions much more complex and versatile. If you're new to this channel and you have little to no idea about chords and chord progressions, I would recommend you checking my last video. That's gonna prepare you for what you have to learn in this video. I also have another video about music theory in general, and that video is part of a full music production course I have available for free here in my channel. All the links for these videos will be down in the description, and well, with that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so what are chord inversions? Really simple. This is playing the same notes on the chord, just in a different order. And I'm gonna show you this concept with the same chords that I used in the last video, chords around C major. We start on C major, that has the keys of C, E, and G. Now, what inversion does is that I'm gonna take this note and I'm gonna send it to the top. So C is not gonna be on the bass anymore. This time it's gonna be E on the bass, and I play the same notes, E, G, C. Really simple, right? That will be the first inversion. We have the second inversion as well. That is when we have our bass note on G. So we're gonna send E all the way to the top, and now we have G, C, E. And that will be the second inversion. There's only two inversions in this type of chords because, well, if you invert it again, we return to the original position. So again, you have original position or root position. You have the first inversion, and then you have the second inversion. This same concept applies to absolutely every chord, at least the majors and the minors. Every chord that has 3 notes will have 2 inversions. There are chords that have more than 3 notes, like for example 7 chords. A really jazzy, really smooth sounding chord, but we are not gonna talk about 7s in this video. I'm gonna be talking about that in the next video. I just wanted to know that there are chords that have more than 3 notes. The chords that have only 3 notes, these are called triads. And yes, when you have a triad, you will have 2 inversions for every single chord. So let's apply the same concept on another chord. Let's go to, let's say, D major. So we have D, we have F sharp, and we have A. First inversion, we're gonna send D to the top, and this time F sharp is gonna be on the bass note. We're gonna do the second inversion. We're gonna send F sharp to the top, and this time we're gonna have A on the bass. This same concept applies to the minor chords as well. So let's play A minor. We have A, C, and E. Now I'm gonna send A to the top, and I play C, E, and A. That will be the first inversion. And I'm gonna do the second inversion. I'm gonna send C to the top, and it will be E, A, C. That will be the second inversion. So as I mentioned multiple times, this concept of inversions is really simple. What's difficult is how and when to use it. And well, there are so many situations where you will want to use inversions. With experience, you will learn what works best in what situations. But for now, I'm gonna leave you with 3 ideas on how to use these inversions that are the ones that I use the most. So the first reason to use inversions will be to smooth your bass lines. It's really easy to make a bass sound really good when it's following the bass notes on the chord progressions. For example, if we were to play the chord progression 1, 5, 6, 4 that we saw on the last video, it will look something like this. That's on the original position. Our bass notes will be C, G, A, and F. But when you have your bass notes jumping around too much, it can sound a little bit weird. It doesn't sound bad by any means, and I've used it myself like that. But if you want to create something much smoother, then we can do something like this. So we have the first chord, C major. For the second chord, we need the G major chord, but this time I want to move my bass note from this one, C, to this one, B. So I'm gonna do the inversion of G. That will be B, D, G. Now, the next chord is gonna be 6. That will be A minor. For this one, I can keep it on the original position, since, well, A is the next note in the bass. And then for the last one, I can either jump down here, or I can keep it on the bass note, I can keep it on A, but I can do the inversion of F. So it will be A, D, and F. So when I play this faster, it's gonna sound something like this. Personally, I like it much better how it sounds with the inversion, but I guess it's just a matter of taste and, of course, the context of what we're working on. The second way I use inversions is to add variety to my song structure. So, for example, if I want to create a contrast of energy between the verse and the hook, as you probably know, the hook is the part that has the most energy in the song, while the verse is where you develop your ideas and other stuff. So for the verse, I will use something like what we just recorded. Now, let's say I want to record the hook. I will do something like this. Now let's listen them back to back and see if you can feel that changing energy. This by itself, it's not gonna make the chord sound much more energetic than the verse, but it's already one of the many things that you can use to give more energy to your chorus. And the third way I use inversions is to improve my voicings. The concept of voicing can get quite complex, but to make it really simple, it will be just the way how different sounds or different instruments are gonna play the chords and in what positions. One way we have already been doing voicing is with the bass, following the bass note on the chords. Now, let's say I want to follow the top voice with another sound. I just added some really quick strings. It's not gonna sound great or anything, but I think it still adds a little bit. Chord inversions are really useful, as I explained at the beginning of the video, but it's gonna take you a while to, experiment with different inversions and get used to what to use and when. I'm still learning it myself, even though I've been doing this for a while, but that's what's so beautiful in my opinion about music. Just these minor changes can completely change the mood and the vibe of the songs. But anyway, that will be all for today. As I mentioned before, on my next video I will be showing you how to use 7th chords. So if you want to check that, then make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell to receive a notification every time that I upload a new video. If there's anything that you would like to learn about music or production or mixing, whatever, let me know down in the comments. The most popular topic will be the topic for my next videos. If you want more content from me, then make sure to follow me on social media. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment, because that always helps my videos to be found out by more people. I am Trapnest, and I'll see you in the next one.